Well, Lynn on KCMO, one of the great stations in America. Lynn, go ahead, please.
Hello to you and Teddy. You are wrong, but not perhaps on that point. The people that he shot were not Jewish at all. He couldn't even get that right.
No, hold on, ma'am. You're wrong. You're wrong. Two of the people he shot were Christians in the Jewish Center. The other one was a Jewish person, but he didn't know that the Christians were Christians, did he?
Tell you, sir, may I finish? Because I live here and I know some of these people. The woman who was visiting her mother in the Jewish nursing home was a member of Visitation Catholic Church and very active in that church.
I understand, but did he know that they were not Jewish? Why did he choose two Jewish organizations?
Well, because he went to the Jewish Center is used by probably 60% people who aren't even Jewish. The grandfather and his grandson were there for an audition in something similar to American Idol, only not so big, and that's why he was there. And then the other woman was visiting her mother, who was in a nursing home. It was run by the Jewish people, but it's one of the better nursing homes in town.
So are you alleging that although the shootings took place at a Jewish center, he didn't know they were Jewish?
He just was shooting people there. He didn't have a clue. He couldn't even get what he was trying to do correct. The people were just people. They could have been anybody. My granddaughter has played soccer.
No, ma'am, but why did he choose a Jewish center to go on his shooting mission?
Oh, that's obvious, because he hates Jewish people and he hates black people. He's crazy.
So then you're confirming my argument that he was targeting Jewish people, but he was so blind with hatred he didn't know whether they were Jewish or not.
That is correct. He did not even get one Jewish person, which is, neither here.
But that's not, ma'am, ma'am, we're going in circles. That's not the point. The point is he thought they were Jewish people.
But you stated that only one was Jewish. None of them were Jewish. They all have.
Okay, all right, okay. I stand corrected on the people he shot, but in his mind they were all Jewish, correct?
Absolutely. And at the school where he was finally arrested, I believe, was also a Jewish school. They haven't mentioned that. I'm not positive of that, but I've been by a school in that area that is Jewish, and I think it's a good thing that people had called in and given enough information that they were able to find him. Otherwise, he probably would have targeted that school.
I get it. Okay, so let's go to my main point. It turns out today that this shooter was a protected FBI informant. Is it possible in your mind that he was a Manchurian Candidate?
No, he's been very obvious down there where he is. He's in an area, unfortunately, where there's a lot of people who think just like him, and he had actually worked himself back into the good graces of a lot of those crazy people that he had squealed on in the 80s.
So you don't think there's even a remote possibility that he was under the control of a government agent who talked him into doing this? You think he just did it spontaneously?
I think it's a remote chance, but I think it's just what...
All right, well, you admit that... Hold it. You admit there's a remote chance. That's all we're talking about, is a remote chance, and that's what I'm trying to get at. We shouldn't dismiss outright the remote possibility that he was a Manchurian Candidate. In other words, if you were a homicide detective trying to piece together the motives of an individual, you rule nothing out. You don't say, well, I'm going to rule it out because it's too crazy. Any detective will tell you rule nothing out when you're looking at a case, right?
That is true. And
that's all I'm saying, and I appreciate the call. Now, I've lost my computer contacts here.